Welcome to Billmore Reacts. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share the video. I'm about to react to this Dr. Umar Breakfast Club interview. Let's go.
Dr. Umar Johnson, welcome.
Peace and Pan-Africanism. Brothers, glad to be back.
Glad to have you, man. First of all, you look slim, brother. You done slim down a little bit, huh?
Yes, sir. I think I have. I didn't do nothing intentional, so let me not sit here and lie.
Okay.
I guess it's just, getting older and wiser, I hope.
And first things first, man, congrats on the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I've been paying attention. I see that you got the building.
Yes, sir.
You've been doing renovations on the building.
Yes,
I saw you put the HVAC in, all kind of other stuff.
We're just about done. Electric is awaiting a permit. HVAC is awaiting controls. They're actually at the school right now. Plumbing is just about done. They got one more piece. Fire alarm is done. They got to check one more piece to that. The monitoring system is done. I'm hoping by the end of the calendar year we can get our inspection and have a grand opening in February, hopefully.
And you waiting on? You got to get accreditation too, or?
Nah. Well, your accreditation comes from the state.
Got you.
So it's the state that gives you the license to operate.
Mm-hmm.
If you want accreditation beyond that, you can seek out professional accreditation bureaus, but that's not legally required.
Man, why don't you talk about that more, Dr. Umar, especially being that they tried to clown you for so long about, not having the school?
I don't mind that because if you know that your mission is genuine, it's no need to respond to the negativity because at some day, the fruit of your works will manifest.
Ooh.
You follow?
Yeah,
so
speak for
my
theyself,
thing is, why argue when you know one day they're going to see the school?
Now talk about
It's crazy. They don't clown the clowns, but they clown the people that's actually down for the people. It's crazy.
the process, because it was a long process.
It was a very
and
long
was
process.
Trials and tribulations
Yes, sir.
and hurdles. So
Yes, sir.
talk about that a little bit and what you had to get through, and also getting funding.
Yes, sir. We took our first donation in St. Louis 2014. We heard about the St. Paul's College, which was an HBCU closed in Virginia. Mm-hmm. They wanted $2 million, so we tried to raise it as quickly as we can. That was a bit ambitious. We didn't succeed. Mm-hmm. It was sold to an Asian company. Unfortunately, an HBCU sold to another race. I think is a great disappointment for us as a people. So then we just started looking for a day school. So I went to Chicago, Detroit, Florida, Ohio, all over the country. I was just flying, looking for a school. Mm-hmm. And then in 2017, I was on LoopNet, which was my main source of new property, and I saw this campus in Wilmington, Delaware, that I had heard about but never had a chance to see. So I'm on my way to Nat Turner celebration, August 21st, 2017, the Great North American Eclipse. I stopped, I saw the campus, I said, this looks pretty nice. When I got back from Nat Turner, I had to go to Cuba first to get my Ifa initiation. I practiced Yoruba spirituality. Came back from Cuba, and I got a chance to go into the school, and I saw it. I said, we want this school, but they wanted $2 million. We couldn't afford that. We only had $500,000. Mm-hmm. So I negotiated with them from August of 17 until February of 19, and they finally decided to sell us the building for the money that we had.
Wow.
So now we got the building. So what's been going on the past 3.5 years? Getting contractors who you can trust to help you with it. And
I'm going to go on and skip through. He was talking about some interesting stuff that I heard. I saw the video, and so I liked what he was talking about, and I want to skip right to that. Let's see if we can do that.
Recipe for debt. So for those young men who want to go to college, who can go anywhere in the world and build independent communities. We are a nation-building academy. Warnock hasn't done nothing his first term. He's not going to do nothing his second term. And if Herschel Walker would have won, it would have been the same. Yes, sir.
Is there
Thank you.
Is there anything? What are the qualifications, if there are any?
Be black. There's really no qualifications.
So be black. So it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight.
I want to
You know what I mean? Because, that study is
the reparations bill.
Yeah, it's the reparations bill that's supposed
to. Yeah, this is what we want to talk
African people. Mm-hmm. Right after that, Johnny Cochran ends up dead. Patrice Lumumba in the Congo.
This is what I wanted to. Yeah, this is what I wanted to.
It's important that black men and black women, even if they be mixed race Africans, they understand that we will not perpetuate that mistake because it does not benefit the black community. So although you may have a white parent, you will only produce children with someone who looks like you.
Be careful drinking that. That's called liquid death now. You should.
It's water.
Look at the can.
It's water.
Just want to make sure.
I actually think
You
that's
don't get my brother nothing. Just get you some regular water, man.
There's no more water.
The CIA is the CIA in here.
Oh, it's just,
I think that's Wiz Khalifa's water. Actually, I think he's.
okay.
Wiz Khalifa from PA, so that might
Okay.
be okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna be careful because y'all know when Brother Malcolm went to the Middle East, they poisoned his drink.
I think I
Malcolm
heard that
had to
before.
get
Yeah,
pumped. They tried to kill Malcolm in the Middle East.
We
Johnny,
ain't trying to kill you. We ain't trying to kill you. We
I know
promise.
y'all not,
Okay.
but I don't know who else around
You
here.
right.
Okay, Johnny Cochran was poisoned, and you know Johnny Cochran was murdered because Johnny Cochran was on the verge of finding out, or he was going to determine how much reparations America owes African people. Right after that, Johnny Cochran ends up dead. Patrice.
wow. Did you? Yeah, man. Johnny Cochran died of a suspicious death. Y'all got to look into that. In the comments, let me know if you think he was killed, assassinated, or if you think it was just by chance. He died of, they say, a brain aneurysm.
Lumumba in the Congo. First Democrat.
Okay.
Wiz Khalifa from PA, so that might
Okay.
be okay. Murdered because Johnny Cochran was on the verge of finding out, or he was going to determine how much reparations America owes African people. Right after that, Johnny Cochran ends up dead. Patrice Lumumba in the Congo, first democratically elected prime minister of the Congo, they poisoned his daughter in trying to poison him. The CIA threw the toothpaste. So we got to be clear that there's a history. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, a leader of the New Black Panther Party, he may have also been poisoned. So we got to be careful about what we eat and what we drink, especially me.
You know, it's crazy because, you know, the creator, God creates leaders. You know, it's always been that way. If you look at history, even if you look at the insect population, and there's always leadership amongst them. And all of that corresponds with the ecological system. So when they're assassinating leadership, they're actually, you know, attacking what God has created. They're attacking God's creation, and they're also attacking the direction in which the country and the people should be going, because you're attacking the leadership, right? And so if this is the case, right, because obviously we know this through studying creation, like you study the pharaohs and the kings and queens, you know that these people were elevated by God, right, by the natural order, you know, whatever your beliefs may be, the universe, right? And so what's happening is anything that goes against the universal order or code or goes against God is the infection. They are the disease. Only a disease will try to kill, and hold back what the Creator has ordained. And they don't even know. You know, that's how you know it's a dis-ease, is because they lack knowledge. They're looking at us as in terms of being black and things of that nature, but the way that the Creator works, it's leadership. There's no racism when it comes to God. Like, we're only used as individuals that do God's will here on earth, that, you know, perform certain acts to keep things in order. And so if things are out of order and they're forcing the hand to be out of order, then they are the infection, the disease.
So what do you think about the study of HR 40? You know what I mean? Because, I mean, that study is
The reparations bill.
Yeah, it's the reparations bill that's supposed to see and determine, you know, who gets reparations and how much reparations.
Well, let's take it a step further. The state of California legislature just approved in the past few days a bill that will give each African American in the state of California $233,000 as a reparations payment.
I think that's some bullshit. I think Gavin Newsom is just doing that because reparations is going to be the buzzword for 2024 to get black people energized.
It is, and it's also a trap, Now, first of all, the reparations movement comes out of the Pan-Africanist movement. We gave birth to reparations. It's not anything new. That's our thing, although it's for the whole people. A cash payout for reparations is a trap. And the reason a cash payout for reparations is a trap is because so much of what needs to be fixed in American society for African people will take more than cash to do it.
Ain't that a fact? Niggas gonna be at the club. Because anytime, a people is miseducated and have been indoctrinated with stuff that contradicts who they are or is contrary to their growth, they're going to use that money and blow it. You know what I'm saying? Because they lack the knowledge of what to do with it, how to build wealth, finance, and things of that nature.
In other words, I give DJ Envy $233,000. Or if I take the Bob Johnson plan, he said each American African is due $350,000, right? I give you $350,000. Does that stop mass incarceration?
Nope.
Does that stop miseducation? Does that stop gentrification? Does that stop police genocide? Does that guarantee us access to wealth? I mean, in the state of California, what can you get with $233,000? I'm not even sure if that's enough for a house. And on top of that, the minute they give you the payment, they can reduce the value of the payment through inflation. So I can flood the economy with money so the 233 is only worth 120 in about 24 hours. And then guess what they're going to do after they give the reparations to African people? They're going to find subsidy programs to give to the LGBTQ, to the women, to immigrants, to other people. So at the end of the day, what looked like a step up for black people would be a step back. If I was in charge of the reparations conversation, number one, control of all black music must only be done through the black community. No non-African can control our music. Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Biggie, Tupac, if the publishing, if the marketing, if the promotion, if the recording is not controlled by black people, that has to change. We own our own music. Nobody can own, sell, produce, publish, promote black music but black people.
Why is that so important?
Because music is one of America's leading export industries. America makes more money off black music than almost anything else that she sells. So if we control the music, we have a steady stream of global revenue where we can build a black Wall Street in every single city in America for black people. That's how much money will be coming in from black music. That's one.
Not only that, but, and I don't know, he may get around to this as well, but the influence, right? So if you control the content, you can inspire, you can educate, and you can help motivate the community. If they're in control of it and their mentality is to tear down and to use it as a weapon against us, then it becomes a tool for self-destruction.
Two, all black inventions return to us permanently. Everything we invented is a permanent patent for Africans. And if you want to use it, you must pay us a percentage. The cell phone, we invented that. Internet, that's ours. Helicopter, that's ours. Self-lubricating engine, the microphone, the stop sign, the walkie-talkie. Why are those lights on right now? Because a black man named Lewis Latimer wrote a textbook that taught China, the UK, Canada, and America how to light up a whole city at night. Without Lewis Latimer, you don't get street lights at night. You don't get constant illumination anywhere in the world. So guess what? Anybody running lights, you paying black people. Take back ownership of our music. Take back ownership of our inventions. Next on the list is all the confiscated lands.
Now, this is the thing. Like a lot of young black people, including some of the older ones, don't know that black people invented all of those things. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been miseducated. Like, we don't really even know who we are is what's crazy. And then, like, material that teaches us that, we feel like it's a negative thing. Like, we actually hate hearing positive things about our culture, most of us. And it's a shame. We look at it like, oh, he preaching, this nigga trying to, man, this is crazy that we've been so indoctrinated to believe that anything that promotes and motivates our people is a bad thing. Man, we're in a terrible time in Black history and in our culture. It's horrible.
We had hundreds of thousands of acres of land stolen from us between 1865 and Malcolm's assassination in 1965. We need to put together a research team that's going to investigate all the land that was stolen from African people and return it back. Since most of our people are dealing with homelessness, we have the highest homelessness rate in Black America since the 60s. If we can get our land back, that will go a long way to getting a lot of our single mothers and their children off the street. In addition to that, America has about 10 major exports: gold, oil, water, electricity. We get a 25% cut permanently. This is perpetual. Every time America makes a dollar, we get 25 cents of that dollar as part of the reparations payment. American Africans, 60% of us, make up 10 states. All 10 of the states that represent 60% of us are seaboarding states. We should automatically control the port so we know what's coming in, what's going out, and we also get a percentage of that. But here's my biggest issue with reparations 3. One, psychological damages. I'm not hearing enough of the reparations talking heads discuss enough about the psychological damages. You know you can get far more from what you're owed psychologically than you can ever get for 243 years of unpaid labor on the plantation. The psychological damage is what affects us the most. Every time you see a black man with a white woman, that's psychological damage. Every time you see a black woman with a blind wig on her head, that's psychological damage. Every time you see a little black boy or girl playing with a white doll instead of a black doll, that's psychological damage. When you see a black man take the life of another black man, that's psychological damage. America owes us more for the psychological Holocaust than she can ever owe for the labor. So we need to talk more about that. In addition to that, I don't hear nobody talking about the role the Arabs played in the transatlantic slave trade. I don't hear anybody talking about the role that the European Jews played in the slave trade. I don't hear nobody talk about the role that the Catholic Church played in the slave trade. If we're going to talk about reparations, bring every group that was responsible, those who financed the slave ships.
That'd be Nigerians too, though.
Okay, let's talk about that. There was participation from some African kingdoms. We know that Dahomey, for example, which was popularized in the Lion King movie. The Woman King movie. There was some African participation, but guess what? The transatlantic slave trade was a European operation. It was controlled. It grew. It was financed by Europeans. When many of the African nations found out what was really being done to us, because in Africa, there was no concept of chattel slavery. There was no such thing as owning people forever. There was no such thing as perpetual ownership of an entire family line or a bloodline. You understand? There was no such thing as being dehumanized. European slavery stripped African people of our humanity. There's no precedent for that in the world before European chattel slavery. They didn't know what they were getting into. They were wrong and can be held accountable. But let's not take the onus off of the true power structure behind slavery, and that was the white man.
So I'm gonna make sure this video isn't too long. We get ready to end this, but I want y'all in the comments to give me some feedback on the video. Do you agree with what brother Dr. Umar is saying? He to me, he's spitting facts, you know what I'm saying, about us being mentally damaged by, slavery, the psychological damage, also us buying into, the belief that other people are better than us and we have to look, dress, and do things like they do to be accepted by them. Make sure you like, comment, and also, share the video if you like it, and follow. Peace.